Hey baseball fans, welcome back to Extra Innings, the show where we dive deep into the dirt, drama, and debates of Major League Baseball. And today we're asking the question that splits bar stools, Reddit threads, and family dinners like a Mariano Rivera cutter. Should the steroid era legends be inducted into the Hall of Fame? This can often be a polarizing topic, but before you grab your pitchforks or syringes, let's break it all down. Between the late 1980s and mid-2000s, baseball was juiced, literally. It was a time when players were putting up video game numbers. Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, these guys weren't just breaking records, they were obliterating them. Home run totals soared, TV ratings exploded, and baseball, after the soul-sucking 1994 strike, was back in a big way. Everyone was tuning in, and for a brief moment, baseball was as magical and exciting as ever. That is, until everyone caught on and uncertainty and good faith about these superhero players turned in disgust when PED allegations were proven to be facts. So with that, let's talk about the facts. Barry Bonds, 762 career home runs, the most ever. Roger Clemens, 7 Cy Young Awards. That's not a typo, 7. Sammy Sosa, 609 homers, including 3 seasons with 60-plus bombs. Mark McGwire helped save baseball with that 1998 chase, and all of them not in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because of suspected or confirmed steroid use. The Baseball Writers Association of America, those sacred guardians of Cooperstown, have kept the gate shut tighter than a World Series Game 7 ninth inning. But let's ask the real questions. What is that all about? And is it truly justified? Is the Hall of Fame supposed to be a museum of baseball greatness, or is it a moral purity test? Because if it's about celebrating the biggest, most impactful players ever, how do you not include Bonds, Clemens, and company? If you were to walk into Cooperstown today, you'll see artifacts from the steroid era. Barry Bonds' batting helmet is there, Mark McGwire's bats, even balls from Sosa's home run race. So wait, let me get this straight. Their equipment is worthy of recognition, but not the players themselves? It's like putting Darth Vader's helmet in the Sci-Fi Hall of Fame but pretending Anakin Skywalker didn't exist. Come on. And let's talk hypocrisy. Plenty of players in the Hall weren't exactly choir boys. Ty Cobb was allegedly a racist, violent man. Gaylord Perry wrote a book about it, cheating on the mound. Guess what? They're in the Hall of Fame. So why is PED use the one sin that's unforgivable? And before someone says, but they cheated the game. Okay, fair. But here's the uncomfortable truth. So did the league. MLB turned a blind eye when homers were flying and the money was pouring in. There's no way the league had no idea this was going on. They only started cracking down after they cashed the checks. You can't sell the product, market the product, then ban the stars who wear the product. It's like a casino banning blackjack after making millions on it. You built your empire on it. You own it. Let's not pretend PEDs were a one-player problem. Estimates suggest that over 50% of players in the late 90s were using some form of enhancement, legal or otherwise. If that's true, and Barry Bonds still dominated those guys, doesn't that make his achievements even more ridiculous? Some could argue he wasn't cheating just to get an edge on clean players. He was competing in a totally juiced league and still stood out like a cheat code. If the whole classroom had the answers and you still got the highest grade, maybe you're just that good. Since we're here, let's quickly address the common pushbacks. Steroids inflated the stats. Sure, they helped, but they didn't give you elite hand-eye coordination, pitch selection, or plate discipline. Steroids can make you stronger, but they don't teach you how to crush a 98-mile-per-hour fastball with movement. What about the kids? They're bad role models. Look, if the Hall of Fame is a role model factory, we've got a lot of plaques to remove. Also, your kid's favorite NFL or NBA star probably has their own skeletons too. Sports does not equal saints. It's against the rules. Actually, many of the substances used in the early steroid era weren't explicitly banned by Major League Baseball. And even after testing began, enforcement was shaky. It wasn't until 2025 that things got serious. So we're punishing players retroactively for rules that barely existed? It's like getting kicked out of school in 2025 for smoking in the boys' room in 1998. Doesn't hold up. Also, some players are being blackballed from the Hall of Fame on purely speculation or association with the era and weren't even legitimately popped. Let's be real, the Hall of Fame is a popularity contest driven by writers with personal biases, arbitrary morality standards, and fading memories. And we get it. Some of these guys weren't likable. Bonds had a prickly relationship with the media. Clemens was cocky. A-Rod was A-Rod. But this isn't the Hall of Nice Guys, it's the Hall of Fame. If you want to add a plaque that says this player was a suspected PED user, fine, do it. Put it in context. Tell the full story. Just don't erase the legends from the Museum of Baseball History because it makes you feel self-righteous. The BBWAA had their chance. Most of these guys are off the ballot now. Some might get in through the Veterans Committee, eventually. But here's the point. Whether or not you believe they should have used steroids, you can't deny what they did for the game. They made it must-watch. They made it matter. They made it explode with excitement again. Can't write the history of baseball without Barry Bonds. You just can't. And if the Hall of Fame refuses to recognize the very players who defined an era, then maybe the Hall of Fame needs to change, not the players. Now we want to hear from you. Should steroid-era legends be in the Hall of Fame? Should there be an asterisk? A separate wing? Should the Hall of Fame represent the best or the cleanest? Drop your hot takes in the comments. We'll pin the spiciest one. And hey, if you think Bonds was the GOAT, tell us. If you think PED users are cheaters, say it loud. Let's make the comments section more heated than a Yankees-Red Sox brawl. That's it for today's episode of Extra Innings. Subscribe for more baseball breakdowns, debates, and deep cuts. No steroids required. Until next time, keep your bats up and balls out. This is Extra Innings, and we're just getting started.